Hey guys, so Ulrich, should you build him or not? Well, definitely. But why? Okay, I will explain to you his kit and how it works and also the rotation as well as the team for Ulrich. So first of all, actually Ulrich kit is not that complex, it's just that it has so many words, unnecessary a lot of words. So yeah, it might take a while for me to explain, but actually it's very simple, okay? So first of all, let's talk about his skill 1 and skill 2, brown noise and pattern recognition. To simply put it, both of them put him in a channeling status. But it is not like other channeling status where once you start channeling, you cannot use other skills. So this one you still can. So you want to use both of them. When you use it, you will go into a channeling status for 3 rounds. One thing that you need to know is that you cannot refresh the status. If you use S1 or S2 while you are already channeling, it will just give you 6 stack of ceremonious ultimate might, and it will infuse up to 5 dynamo into the electric field. It will not refresh the rounds of the channeling. So what does this channeling do? Okay, when you cast it, at the end of the round, it will grant all allies a buff and a debuff on the enemy for the next round. Okay, it's for the next round. So I repeat again, it's not this round, but it's for the next round, and it's only one round. So every round, the buff will basically resets. Okay. So at base, skill 1, it provides ultimate might 30%, and skill 2 inflicts damage taken reduction 30% on all enemies. And this channeling status has another mechanic which is key. So what is key? For every key, the effect is increased by 4%. Both of it is the same, it's just that one is ultimate might, the other is damage taken reduction. But when it's scaled up to the maximum, you can go up to 70% ultimate might and 70% damage taken reduction. So how do we obtain key? So to know that, we need to look at his insight. First, insight 1. It receives electric amp. When entering battle, it gains 20 dynamo. If pulsing electric field is not active, then it activates it, and at the end of the turn, he will gain 5 dynamo, but he will funnel up to 15 dynamo into the pulsing electric field if he have 15. If he have lesser than 15, then it will be lesser. And at the end of the turn, he will release peak voltage. That is an attack. So peak voltage is mass 150% relative damage to all enemies, and further deal extra relative damage by 15% per stack of key. So say you have 10 stack of key, then you will do 300% relative damage in total. Also, from his Insight 1, ultimate does not count toward the spell dock, which means if your spell dock is full and his Moxie is also full, you will still be able to gain his ultimate. And what is Electric Amp? So Electric Amp, when entering pulsing electric field level 3, he will gain 3 Moxie. So a lot of people did not know this because I noticed in some of the website they didn't mention this, but yeah, he gained 3 Moxie. And all analysis statuses, which is his S1 and S2, the channel status from S1 and S2, will gain 5 keys. But let's say if you did not activate one of the channel and you did it when pulsing field is at level 3, that channel will immediately get 5 key, including the third channel from his ultimate, and that will get 5 key as well. And for each key, it will allow his ultimate to do additional 100% relative damage. So at 10 stack of key, it will be additional 1000%. But I will talk about the ultimate later. And for Insight 3, at the end of the turn, gain 1 stack of key to current analysis status and 5 dynamo for each time dynamo was funneled this turn. So just now I mentioned that if you have his channel up and then you use S1 and S2 again, he will infuse 5 more dynamo into the field. So that is one instance of funneling. And at the end of the round, he funnels again. So, or another word for funnel will be infuse. So if he infuse again, then there's 2 instants. So you will get 2 key this turn. So if you consider Ulrich is alone, and since he's the only one infusing Dynamo, so he get 1 key per round, and you can get up to 3 keys before the channel end, because the channel is only for 3 rounds, and you can't refresh it. So it will end, and you have to recast it. So basically, you only get 3 key if Ulrich is alone. However, if you have more Dynamo units, let's say you have Lucy in that same round is infusing Dynamo as well, and then you have Ezra infusing Dynamo as well. So there's like 3 or 4 instances, so you can get 3 to 4 key per round, and you can get up to 10 key that way. So the example here I give, let's say there's 3 instances per round. So 3 keys, round 2, 6 keys, round 3. The thing is that, let's say if the pulsing electric field already hit level 3 by round 3, you want to already have 10 keys by then. So you are not going to wait like another 3 more instances of infusing Dynamo in order to get 9 keys. So here, that is why, when you're at level 3 electric field, you get that additional 5. So you have 6, now you hit level 3, you get 5 more, and all the channeling will be at 10 keys. So what infuses Dynamo and who infuses Dynamo? Ezra, Sharon, Ulrich all infuse Dynamo at the end of the round. Lucy doesn't do that, but instead Lucy infuses when she's attacking with reinforced skills. Which means if you're attacking several times with Lucy, you will be able to trigger several instances of infusing Dynamo. Ulrich can also do that when he uses S1 and S2 after he is in channeling status, or when you use his ultimate. You will also infuse Dynamo when Ulrich casts his ultimate. So let's talk about his ultimate. His ultimate grants him another channel status, supercomputer analysis, but this is only for 1 round. So it's the same round that you cast it, then after that it will disappear. Alright? And this channeling is different from the other 2, structural and frequency, in the sense that once you click on his ultimate, then this time you will not be able to use any of the incantations. Okay, so this is the one that once you start channeling, you cannot use anything else. Alright, so he will gain 30 Dynamo, and then instantly he will infuse 30 Dynamo into the electric field. And when he's in the supercomputer analysis status, if he's still in this status at the end of the round, he will do his ultimate. Okay, this ultimate is considered as an extra action, so it will do 600% relative damage and additional 100% per key. So if you have 10 key, that is 1000%. Okay, so his ultimate, if you are not in level 3 force field, and when you use it, it is actually very good to charge the force field. And when the force field is charged, you instantly get back 3 Moxie. So that you can just, later on, you can just use S1 and S2 again, and you will get 5 Moxie to use his ultimate again. But this is if you use him more as a support, and you are trying to charge the field with his ultimate. He will not be doing a lot of damage from his ultimate this way, because first of all, you are not in the level 3 field, and you can't gain that many key for him to trigger so much additional relative damage. But say, if you plan it, now that his ultimate is generated after you enter level 3, which means, let's say you start off with 2 Moxie. You wait a bit, it charges to level 3, you get 3 Moxie, and you instantly get his ultimate. So now you use his ultimate. That 30 Dynamo is probably not going to be that useful, but it is still 1 instant of infusing Dynamo, so you will be able to get 1 more key. But here, since you use it during a level 3 electric field, you will instantly get 5 keys. And if you are able to infuse 5 more times of Dynamo, then you will hit a maximum of 1600% relative damage, and that is pretty insane. So as for his rotation, with full Dynamo team, we are looking at round 1, use S1 and S2, do nothing. By round 3, the array will hit level 3, and he will get 3 Moxie. So at round 3, use ultimate, and this will also extend structural and frequency analysis. So because you use it during round 1, it will be having 3 rounds. By round 2 is 2. By round 3 it's actually just 1 round left. But now you use the ultimate, it extend. So in round 4, and this is also the second round that you are in level 3 electric field, you just do nothing, okay? And this is when Lucy or your other characters is doing the most damage. Then at round 5, the array ends, his frequency analysis, structural analysis, all ends as well. So you repeat back from round 1. So it's a 4-round cycle, and you just keep repeating it. Okay, very simple to trigger. And if you don't have the full Dynamo team, so let's say you take 3 rounds to charge the electric field. So round 1, do nothing. Because if you do something during this round, by round 4, when the electric field is charged to maximum, and you get like 5 Moxie for Ulrich, then you have to recast S1 and S2 because your structural and frequency analysis would already ended. So you are wasting 2 Moxie here. So I would say start from round 2, use S1 and S2, and basically in round 3, do nothing, and then round 4, use out, round 5, do nothing, and then repeat. So this is a 5-round cycle. Full Dynamo is a 4-round cycle. Not full is 5 round. If you have like even lesser, maybe just 2 Dynamo units, it might end up being a 6-round cycle. But you get the idea. Another rotation here I want to recommend to you is with Melania. So with Melania, you have Moxie overflow. So you can take advantage of that. So what you do here is at round 1, you do nothing, but you use Melania's S2, the one that is AoE target, as the last attack. So now 2 enemies will be inflicted with Passion Drain, and then Ulrich will do an AoE attack at the end and hit both of the Passion Drain, so he will instantly get 2 Moxie without doing anything. At round 2, now you use S1 and S2, so he have 4 Moxie now. Do the same, use Melania S2 at the end, and that's additional 2, so you have 6 Moxie now. Round 3, do nothing, but Melania trigger at the end. So now he have 8 Moxie. Round 4, level 3 force field, additional 3 Moxie. Now he have 10 Moxies. You will get his ultimate in round 4, use it. In round 5, use it again. This double out, each of it will hit extremely hard. Okay, and you will do a lot of damage. In fact, this is the best team for the Dynamo right now until Charon comes in the next patch, right? For now, you want to use Melania in that team, okay? And for his Psychube, of course, I would recommend his own Psychube because he can get like 1% attack, or if maximum is 3% attack, stacking up to 3 times. And then for every 1 Dynamo infused by allies this round, so it's also 1 instant of transfer, not every 1 Dynamo. Every instant of infusing, you get critical damage 2% stacking up to 16 times. Other than that, you can also use Lopera because you have the array, so Lopera's Psychube will be very useful. But again, if you are talking about the full Dynamo team, you want to use Lopera Psychube on Ezra. So Ulrich is using his own, Lucy is using her own, and then Charon will be using his own as well. Okay, so team recommendation, the current team, what we have here, Lucy, Ulrich, Melania, and Ezra. The thing here is that it's still a little bit slow because you need like 2 to 3 rounds to set up Melania before you can actually start playing with the Dynamo unit, especially using Lucy's incantation and stuff. Alright, but again, this would be actually the best setup at this point. And alternatively, you can also use this team. Flutterpage comes in. This probably will be a better or more comfortable in the sense that you will have a shorter fight and you want to quickly do a lot of damage and win the fight, because by the time Flutterpage get to 25 gas stack, you probably have your electric field charged to level 3 as well, and you will be hitting like a truck at that point and kills everything, okay? Yeah, so this is a 2 team that I would recommend for this patch. Obviously, it changes in the next patch. So the question here, if you should build, because I do understand some of you will be like, I'm not going to pull for Lucy, Ulrich is Dynamo, I'm not going to go for Dynamo team, so I don't feel like upgrading Ulrich because I don't have the material? Well, even if you like Lucy, I would say build Ulrich. He worked very well, even just with Ezra or another Dynamo unit, which is like Charon. And later when Karen is released, Ulrich plus Charon can charge Dynamo to level 3 quite effectively, making them very useful for a lot of teams, for Incantation Might, for Ultimate Might, especially for teams that uses both, like Centurion, and probably A Knight. So yeah, so they are pretty good. And one more thing is that Ulrich is actually quite strategically used in Reverie 450, not just in the Dynamo team. So he's used mainly in 450-3 to change the enemy afflators. I will talk about this fights later on, not right now. And in 450-4 because he is giving yellow orb to the enemy Ulrich. So overall, he is a very good unit, and I would really recommend you to build him up as long as you have one other Dynamo character. I think if you're using him alone, apart from the utility like I mentioned in 400-3 and 4, I don't think he will be providing that much. Okay, but I personally haven't tried like just Ulrich alone and then putting him in other teams as well. Yeah. But anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day.